Shabbos. Nice to be inside together. This Shabbat, our service begins on page 40. So send our prayers for peace up to the angels on high and for a new, healthy, and happy year for all. As we sing together, Shalom Aleichem.
Shabbat Shalom. Last time for 5,778. It's hard to believe, but another year has passed, and it's wonderful to close this year with all of you spending Shabbat together. And so to light our Shabbat candles and welcome Shabbat on page 13, we invite Judy and Chuck Domstein forward. Where are they? There they are.
Light is the foundation of life, yet impossible to touch. Light is flowers growing, fruit trees blossoming, photosynthesis and rainbows shimmering. Light is energy and romance, enlightenment and lightning. Light is red and violet and magenta and blue. Lasers and campfires, warmth and illumination, the sunset and the dawn. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher Kiddishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, eternal source of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
V'tzivanu page 34 for Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
לקראת כלה,
לקראת כלה,
בני שבת,
בני שבת,
קבלה,
קבלה.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
לקראת כלה,
לקראת כלה,
בני שבת,
בני שבת,
קבלה,
קבלה.
שמור וזכור בדיבורך, תשמיעהו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד, שמו אחד, שם תפארת ולתהילה. Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
לקראת כלה,
לקראת כלה,
בני שבת,
בני שבת,
קבלה,
קבלה.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
לקראת כלה,
לקראת כלה,
בני שבת,
בני שבת,
קבלה.
קבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם מסוכה, בסוף המעשה במחשבה תחילה.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
לקראת כלה,
לקראת כלה,
בני שבת,
בני שבת,
קבלה.
קבלה.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
לקראת כלה,
לקראת כלה,
בני שבת,
בני שבת,
קבלה.
קבלה.
אוי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. אוי חלה, אוי חלה, אוי חלה. Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
לקראת כלה,
לקראת כלה,
בני שבת,
בני שבת,
קבלה.
קבלה.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
לקראת כלה,
לקראת כלה,
בני שבת,
בני שבת,
קבלה.
קבלה.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
לקראת כלה,
לקראת כלה,
בני שבת,
בני שבת,
קבלה.
קבלה.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
לקראת כלה,
לקראת כלה,
בני שבת,
בני שבת,
קבלה.
קבלה.
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi,
Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi.
Together at the top of page 39. All week, we serve our family, our community, our interests, our daily needs. The hectic flow never stops. On Shabbat, we are called to serve our spiritual selves, so as to reconnect with the unified flow that never stops. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 42.
יתקדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך ירתי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביום אחד ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קרבי ויברו אמן. יש מרבה מבורך, יולד ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתבהר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו
לה מן קורבן חטא ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה ואמירה להלמה וימרו אמן. לילה 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 לילה
We read responsively on page 49. We are loved by an unending love. We are guided by the still, small voice within us. We are loved by an unending love, an air tamid to be tended from generation to generation, and a gentle love, giving meaning to our existence, structure to our lives, and of all the generations who have embraced their covenant.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto leolam vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto leolam vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto leolam vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto leolam vaed. As you're seated, we continue over the page. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue together on the bottom of page 61. Standing at the waters of the Red Sea, at the Mason-Dixon line, at the walls of the Warsaw Ghetto, the Berlin Wall, the wall that separates men from women, the privileged from the persecuted, perpetrator from victim, the master from the slave, we cry out, as did our people in ancient days, let my people go. Let all God's people be free, so that we may dance and sing together once again at the shores of the Red Sea.
כיפד אדוני את יעקב, וגהלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
So all of you get extra Jew points tonight. I hope you know that. We all know that we see you. We're writing it down. We know who's here. And as we turn to page 63, recognizing that Sunday night, Monday, you will hear the call of the shofar, hear this spiritual, holy noise that's supposed to awaken us from our deepest slumber as we turn inside ourselves. We read responsively. I am awake to myself and all others. I am awake to those who share my home. I am awake to an ancient text. I am awake.
V'shameru v'nei Yisrael v'shameru et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי, שבת ויהי נחש. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי, שבת ויהי נחש.
Rise together on page 68.
Adonai, sefata tiftach u'leviah gitehiratecha. Eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sahara, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor, HaNorah, De'elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei HaKol, Ve'zocher Haste'avot Ve'himaot, U'mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, Le'mahan Shemo Be'ahavat, Melech Chozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו נשעני העפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. As you're seated, we pray silently. רצון אמרי יהיו לרצון אמרי פי Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable before you. O God, my rock and my redeemer. O say shalom v'broma. O yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'ol kol Yisrael. Ve'imeru, ve'imeru. Amen.
So, how many of you, when you are wishing people you love, Shana Tova, you say, may you have a healthy, happy new year? In that order. No? Happy, healthy? Okay, happy, healthy. That's fine. You can do whatever you want. There's no rule. But there's a reason that when we wish somebody a happy new year, we say happy, healthy, because we all know that there's nothing more important to having a happy year than having a healthy one. And so as we join together in the words of Misha Berach on page 83, may all of us and everyone we know be blessed with a happy, healthy, happy new year.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with rufuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Well, it's that time of year again, and the high holiday season is upon us. Well, I'm guessing some of you have been preparing your souls for the coming holiday, having attended Slichot services last Saturday night. You're meditating on Psalm 27 every day this month of Elul leading up to Rosh Hashanah, making amends with friends and family, beginning the year fresh with a clean slate, perhaps even having taken a dip in the mikveh. But in our house, I have to admit, we've had very little time for that. It's chaotic and messy with homework and soccer practices for both boys, trumpet lessons and shofar preparation. We've had bar mitzvah tutoring and guitar lessons, and there are school supplies strewn all over the kitchen counters, not to mention cookbooks and grocery lists. And then there's Mom, who's putting the finishing touches on her high holiday sermon. And even though it's only 2 days away, it doesn't feel like a holiday yet. But I have plans. I have big plans. And by Sunday, everything will have changed. By then, I pray the house will be cleaned up, lessons and practices will have been completed for the week, groceries will have been purchased, and recipes created, and our focus will be solely on Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, and the first holiday in a series for the next several weeks. And even though our schedule and our home is crazy and hectic, to say the least, and while it feels even more so this year, Sheldon reminds me that it really is this way every year. And despite it all, there is something nice about the new year arriving just as summer is coming to a close and we are starting up with school again. And even if you don't have school-aged children, there's a feeling in the air as the school buses come and go and every shopping center is having back-to-school sales. It feels right in some way that these two life moments should coincide, a new school year and a new Jewish year. But it does seem a little strange to observe the new year on the first day of the 7th month of the Hebrew calendar, rather than the first day of the first month, doesn't it? Well, the ancient rabbis taught there were actually 4 new years in the Jewish calendar, each with a different purpose. Nisan was the year for kings, which meant you would start counting the years of a king's reign starting from the first day of the month of Nisan. Elul was for tithing cattle, Tishrei, this coming month, was for counting years, and Shvat for trees, the holiday of Tu B'Shvat. It might seem a little odd at first, but it's really not too different from our daily lives as we celebrate and count from different times or different new years. With birthdays, we count our years from the day of our birth, anniversaries, tax season, and of course the academic year, among others. And it makes sense. As each school year and Rosh Hashanah roll around, we hope to be better than we were the year before, a grade higher, a step further in our own personal development. Rosh Hashanah is our time to reflect on personal growth and transformation. This is the day of judgment, the Machzor tells us, the day on which all inhabitants of the world and the angels too pass before God. And so we observe with a solemn day of contemplation, meditation, and taking stock of our lives. Yet in spite of this serious tone, Rosh Hashanah wasn't always this way. In the Torah itself, it is never called the Day of Judgment. That only shows up in Talmudic times nearly a millennium later. Originally, it was a time for joy and feasting, for sounding the shofar, Yom Truah, and it is only tradition that marks it as the birthday of the world, with God declaring, "On Rosh Hashanah, I look upon all of you as if you had been created for the first time." With Yom Kippur noted biblically as the Day of Atonement, and with it taking place at the beginning of the year, the rabbis seek to link Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, 2 festivals just 10 days apart, such as the holidays take on a similar flavor. For as we are taught, on Rosh Hashanah it is written, on Yom Kippur it is sealed. And by the rabbinic period of the Talmud, we're now talking about the years 200 to about 500, the holiday has taken on new names. Yom Hadin, the Day of Judgment, and Yom HaZikaron, the Day of Remembrance. This day calls on us to recall not only the great events in the past, but the incidents along the journey since the year began. And these 2 qualities that define the holiday and become part of our liturgy, as it is a natural progression during these days from judgment to atonement. And the shofar, the original point of the holiday, takes on new meaning, calling us to judgment, to awaken us from our slumber, to shake us from our apathy. All the themes combine to make Rosh Hashanah a favorite holiday amongst the festivals of the year, with both celebration and solemnity. And so we come to services, and we gather as families, and we eat special foods that take us back to the flavors of our youth, and simply taste of Rosh Hashanah while observing the celebration of the day. So I have my favorites, my Nini's upside-down noodle kugel that is made with sugared walnuts on the bottom of the pan, and then topped with the noodles, mixture of eggs and cinnamon and all of that wonderful stuff. and you bake it, and once you flip it over, all the sugary walnut yumminess is on the top, and the recipe is in the Sisterhood cookbook, so you can make it too. And this, to me, is Rosh Hashanah, together with round challahs and apples dripping with honey. And some of the foods that we eat have meaning beyond family nostalgia, with symbolism for a good new year. Gourds, for example, called kara in Hebrew, is similar to the word yikara, which means to be called out, suggesting that our good deeds are called out at this time of judgment. And to that end, I think I may be making pumpkin or squash soup this year instead of traditional matzo ball soup, to the dismay of my children. The Aramaic for black-eyed peas is rubia. According to my favorite Jewish cookbook author, Gil Marks, it is a traditional food because it means abundance or increase. But I don't think black-eyed peas are on my menu. Other foods that have traditional meanings include leeks, dates, carrots, beets, spinach, and pomegranates. There's even a tradition of placing the head of a fish or lamb on the table to represent the head of the year, but that's not going to happen at my table either. Still, I love the idea that Rosh Hashanah foods are symbolic of fertility and plenty, of abundance and prosperity. There's a custom of eating a new fruit on Rosh Hashanah, one you haven't eaten yet this season. Usually it's a pomegranate, for the rabbis say that pomegranates contain 613 seeds, corresponding to the 613 commandments, but it can be any kind of fruit. But you just are meant to recite a Shehechianu over it. But it's the pomegranate and its 613 seeds, however, that take us to this week's Torah portion, Nitzavim, as we prepare for Rosh Hashanah. We'll read it again in just a few weeks on the morning of Yom Kippur. Speaking of the covenant and the 613 mitzvot that are given to the people at Sinai, God promises them blessing, saying, "Surely this instruction which I enjoin upon you this day is not beyond reach. It is not in the heavens that you should say, who among us can go up to the heavens and get it for us, and impart it to us, that we may observe it. Neither is it beyond the sea that you should say, who among us can cross the sea, cross to the other side of the sea and get it for us, and impart it to us, that we may observe it. No, the thing is very close to you, in your mouth and in your heart, to observe it." And that's the thing. These holidays, these mitzvot, these traditions, these foods, they are part of us. Not something that somebody else does, but what we do. This is what makes us who we are as individuals and as Jews. And it's not hard. It's right here. This time of year is a time of reflection and growth, of repairing relationships, the time of looking back and correcting past mistakes, and the time of setting goals and preparing for the future. So let's take these themes that are inherent to the holiday, the themes of judgment and remembrance and the sounding of the shofar, as a call to create the very best version of ourselves. And then let's celebrate it with fun foods and with family. And then we will have completed the command of the Torah. Shana Tova Tikatevu. I wish you all a sweet new year, a sweet, happy, and happy new year, and Shabbat Shalom.
May this be a year of love and kindness. May strangers come to be friends. May truth and compassion always guide us. Amen. May this be a year of hope and healing for all of those in need. May all of our deeds be a blessing. Amen. A new year, a good year, be a year of selfless giving. May this be a year of peace. And may we forgive and be forgiven. Amen. A new year, a good year, a chance to start all over. A new year, a sweet year, a chance to bring us closer, closer to the ones we love. A world that we can be proud of, long as there are stars above. There comes a new year. Let us say,
We're going to invite an executive committee member, Ellie Bitker, to come forward. And as Ellie's coming forward to deliver our announcements, a couple of things I want to share. First of all, how many of you have already ordered your lamb's head for the table? Because they're out. Hiller's isn't around anymore. I couldn't order it there. Second thing I wanted to mention is that you may not, little known fact about Rabbi Bennett, I was born in Texas, Fort Worth, Texas. And in Texas, any Texan is supposed to eat black-eyed peas on New Year's Day, and now I know why. So there's a connection to being born in Texas and being Jewish, apparently. So still trying to figure that one out. The noodle kugel, by the way, amazing. Sounds amazing. We're all coming over.
Shabbat Shalom. Okay, so we have some great events coming up. Of course, Simchat Torah. Join us Sunday, September 30th at 5 p.m. as we celebrate the completion of a full Torah cycle reading and begin the cycle again. Enjoy dinner, of course, activities, and crafts for the kids. Then dance your way into the sanctuary for family-friendly services, followed by a sweet treat on your way out. Then on Thursday mornings at 10 a.m., we're going to have a Kabbalat class taught by our very own Cantor Smolish, and it's called User's Guide for the Soul. Gain tools to discover your highest self. If you're interested, please contact Maya at Temple to RSVP. And then we have a program, No Temple Family Without Hanukkah. It takes place in December, but you'll need to sign up now. There are many ways to be a part of this annual event. The deadline is October 15th, so you want to sign up as soon as possible. Please check the messenger or contact the Robert Zosnick Family Life Center to find out how to participate. For further information or to RSVP or volunteer for any of these programs, you can check the tables outside or call Temple during normal office hours. We want you all to join us for the Oneg, and we wish all of you a Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova Umetuka, and a happy, happy New Year.
Speaking of healthy and happy, this is a healthy, happy moment when a couple is celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary. So it is a great honor to invite Barbara and Erwin Guttenberg to come forward to celebrate their 60th, opening the Ark for us. And if there are any children who are 11 years old and younger, come on up as well. Join us up here. Yeah, come on up. Come on up. We turn to page, oh, careful, 189, and we rise for Aleinu.
לשבח להודות הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצו, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים
be seated. You know, Rabbi Marla, I was thinking about one other thing in your sermon. When I was about 12 years old, right before my bar mitzvah, I was a little bit of a trumpetnik, and I heard the story about the pomegranate and 613 commandments, 613 seeds. So I took a pomegranate at home, I opened it up, I counted every seed, I put it in a bag, and I counted to 619. So I went to the rabbi, my rabbi. If only I had known that I would become a rabbi, I might not have done this. I went to the rabbi, I spread it out on his desk, and I said, explain to me, you taught us that there's 613, and I counted 619, and he gave me sage wisdom at that moment. He looked at me and said, Josh, you counted wrong. It's a true story. And the pain of having to pick up everyone and throw it in the bag, I just ate them and left. It was terrible. In any case, I was thinking about that because my rabbi actually recently passed away, and I've been thinking about him a lot and the wisdom he shared with us. And that turns us in our memory to this moment of memory in our Shabbat service, where we mention first the names of those who have died in recent days in our congregational family. Michael Abels, Herbert August, Michael Brode, Sheila Charlip, Edith Ellis, Sidney Ehrlich, Corinne Garvin, Norman Glovinsky, Israel Hochberg, Michael Hoffman, Ed Horowitz, Sally Jarvis, Madeline Kaplan, Iris Kaufman, David Leach, Gloria Lerman, Harriet Liznov, Isaac Pan, David Polk, Leo Rosen, Dr. Sheldon Simons, Martin Starkman, Dov Slamkovitz, Gita Weinberger, Mark Vogel, Sam Soskin, Bradley Gladstone. We also mention the names of those whose yahrzeits are observed this Shabbat: Vivian Cipriani, Sadie Dermer, Hortense Ruth Falk, Arnie Goodman, Erwin Gorin, Elaine Greenfield, Garrett Halpert, Erwin Hollander, Harry Paul Kaplan, Julius Keller, Sam Landman, Anne Levine, Helen Linden, Francis Milgram, Elizabeth Moretsky, Joshua Rozansky, Albert Ryder, Philip Schwartz, William Allen Schwartz, Samuel Stolberg, Bessie Tyner, Irving Tyner, Hattie Wander, Marilyn Zucker, Paul Menders, Madeline Weiss, Robert Kaufman, Carol Kaufman, Julius J. Harwood, Bertie Weiner, Adolph Jacobs, Albert Belize, Ruth Oberman, Meyer Mandelbaum, Myron Gerber, Mitchell Schechter, Dr. Leslie Scher, Marvin Canvasser, Louis Siegel, Joanne Adler, Max Bayer, Nathan Warshall, Dorothy Hornston, Corinne Garvin, Helen Murav. We pray that all of their memories will abide with us in our hearts and our spirits, that they will continue to guide us in life. We turn now to page 199. We rise to remember them with the words of Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma tivra chirutei, v'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam yalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei d'gudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, Damiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May God send peace to all of us, comfort to those who are bereaved, as we say together, amen.
Let's conclude with those words, Oseh Shalom, as we sing together.
Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. שנה טובה, שבת שלום.